Are you looking for a digital nomad visa that will give you beachside work days, a thriving expat community, and an easy access to North and South America? Let's talk about your key living and working in one of the top Central American hotspots. Hi, my name is Tijana, and I'm a strategy associate here at Nomad Capitalist, where we help high net worth individuals go where they're treated best. Today, I want to talk to you about the Panama Digital Nomad Visa, also known as the short-term visa for foreigners. This visa allows foreign professionals to actually come, work, and live in Panama for up to 18 months with the possibility to extend with a lot of benefits. Panama does have a lot of things going in its favor. We're talking about the modern capital city, a lot of expat communities. So there's a lot of things that are actually adjusted to cater that expat community. So we have very fast internet. If we're talking in major cities, we have very good spacious co-working spaces where you would actually feel comfortable working as a digital nomad. And in addition, it is a major hub when it comes to connections. So you can fly to Panama from almost anywhere in the world without any issues of having multiple layovers and having difficulty to travel from and to Panama. Panama has a lot of great connections, especially if we're talking about the North America. And if you want to travel, explore the area, it's not going to be a big hassle because you don't have to have multiple layovers as the local airport is well connected. And in addition to this, if you are coming from the North America or anywhere in the world, Panama is using the US dollar as a local currency. So it's not going to be too difficult to adjust to a new currency like it's usually the case with a lot of countries. So how do you qualify for this visa? The most important one, of course, as I mentioned, this visa was intended for those professionals who are working for foreign companies to come and work in Panama. So you will need to show the proof of employment. And how do you do that? In case of Panama, the requirements are not as high as they might be in some other countries. You can either show your work contract, you can show your pay stubs, or you can just simply show your tax return and show that you are working for a specific employer that is not Panama-based. In addition to this work contract that you have to show, you also have to have certain income thresholds. In Panama, when it comes to the income threshold, what you need to do is submit your pay stubs that are showing that you are earning about $36,000 or more US dollars per year. If you haven't maybe been working for a full year for your foreign employer, what you can do is show pay stubs with at least $3,000 US dollars income per month in order to qualify. Besides these requirements, you will need local health insurance in case of any medical emergencies you want to be covered, of course. After you've obtained your health insurance, there comes the fun part. You actually have to fill out your application and do the submission. You can do it either using a lawyer in Panama, or you can even do it through the consulate in the country where you are residing. So, what's in it for you? Let's talk about the key benefits of actually obtaining the Panama Digital Nomad Visa. The first one, and the most important, of course, are the tax benefits. Those who obtain the Digital Nomad Visa in Panama are not required to pay any local taxes on income they earn while living and working in Panama, which, as if you have been following our channel, you might know that's not always the case. Panama is a territorial tax regime where you don't pay any income tax on income earned from abroad, but everything earned within the country is actually taxable. The second benefit of being in Panama would be the affordable cost of living. Of course, over the past few years, we've seen a surge of expat community coming into Panama, which could have been driving the prices a little bit higher than they used to be, but still, it's a very affordable place to live in. Compared to many Western countries, Panama offers a more affordable living cost in terms of rent, any daily expenses you have, transportation, food. So it's going to be a lot more affordable than some other places you might be considering when you're trying to relocate. If you're a US-based professional, Panama's time zone will actually perfectly align with your work activities because it's very close to the Central and Eastern time zone, which makes it a lot easier to stay connected to your clients. Now, there's one thing everyone loves hearing about, but nobody really implements it, and that's the work-life balance. When you're in a place like Panama that is filled with beaches, mountains, a lot of co-working spaces, a lot of young professionals, a lot of people maybe that are coming from your field using this same visa, it becomes relatively easy to get that balance that you are looking for. Now, let's talk about the process itself. Now, That is something that is of interest to most of you, right? What you need to do when you are trying to apply for this visa is, of course, prepare yourself, know in advance what is needed from you, gather your documents, have everything in line, and then fill out the application. Then it's up to you to decide if you would like to do everything by yourself and maybe use the local consulate if you have one. If not, you'll need a trip to another country where the consulate is, or you will actually do everything using a lawyer in Panama. Now, these things can become crucial when it comes to the timeline and the success of the application. One thing we really love about the Panama Digital Nomad Visa is that the processing time itself is quite short. Usually it takes only about 2 weeks for it to be processed once you have actually submitted your application. But if you have plans that are set, if you have intended date to travel, if you really need that visa in place for in time, you really want to start working ahead and not wait for the last minute, because like every other country, some backlogs can be experienced and you don't want any delays with your application processing. If we're talking about key benefits, if you want to move to Panama, we're talking tax optimization, affordable place to live, we're talking a great base to travel, and of course, what you like the most, tropical weather all year round. Now, there are also always some challenges in the mix. And one of the challenges, even though the tropical weather is appealing, it does get hot and humid. So if you're not someone who is okay with that type of weather, that might be a bit of a challenge to either get adjusted to or maybe a reason not to actually go to Panama. The second one would be the actual language. Spanish is the most spoken language in Panama, and English might not be as well spoken, but as years are passing by with the expat communities coming in, the English-speaking communities are becoming more frequent in Panama. And even though major cities do have very good internet connection, if you're living outside of the major city, you might encounter some challenges. So if you're a digital nomad and you're basing your work, doing it remotely, it's better to go to a bigger city rather than some smaller places around. So Panama's Digital Nomad Visa might be a perfect opportunity to those looking for the mix of the city and beach life with those tax perks we all like. So if you feel like Panama is calling for you, maybe what you should do is go to our website, nomadcapitalist.com/apply, become our client, and we'll make sure you're going where you're treated best. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. My name is Tijana, and I will see you in the next video.
This is Oman, and today we're showing you luxury living in its beautiful capital city of Muscat. Now we're going to show you one of the sexiest luxury villas here in Oman.
We're going to show you how to live like a king